Tervist rahvas, täna jätkame kurja linnu seiklusi. Nii, ma siin praegu istun selle kolde ees, mõtlen mida täna ma siin teha võiksin. Lähen vaatan kiiresti oma märkmikusse ja siin midagi jällegi väga pole. Aga midagi peab ju tegema ikkagi, nii et eks ma siis võiksin valida ühe. Ja siin ongi just juba isegi hea valik. A Brotherhood Betrayed on questi nimi. Teeme seda. Vaestab, et ma pean minema Bruumasse. Nii et tulen oma toolimalt pealt maha ja lähen otse sinna. Bruuma on siis otse siin all. Paar kilomeetrit siin. Nii et sinna peaks kiiresti jõudma. Fast travel ka veidike kiiremini laeb vist ära, kui on lähedal alale. Loogiliselt. Nii. Mul siis quest ei ole aktiivne. Kus see on? On küll. Nii. No küsi keegi teiselt. Nii. Ma mäletan küll, kus see maja on. See on see sama maja siin vist. Brandon Lerian. Ja meil... No siin oli üks kuritegevuse stseen, aga paistab, et ta keha on siit eemaldatud juba. Noh, vaata, mis need kuradi inimesed siin ütlevad.
You're going to have to leave. This is a crime scene, and no one other than ourselves, our Reynold Drayless, will be allowed access.
Nii, mis siin juhtus?
The culprit in this crime has already been dealt with. It's just a matter of wrapping up the details. I'd tell you more, but frankly, I don't know who you are, so I'm not sure that I can trust you with that sort of information.
Ja siis ma pean ikka rääkima teega. Nii, ma olen, ta on üpris hea sõber minuga nüüd. Ja ta, mis ta siis nüüd kostab mulle.
I suppose there's no harm in telling you what happened. Word is bound to get around Bruma anyway. Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. If it wasn't for Reynold Drayless, we may never have uncovered the truth. Let me explain. In the last week or so, we've found 2 bodies stashed in shallow graves outside the city walls. The bodies had puncture wounds on their necks. The bodies were those of some beggars who used to wander the streets looking for handouts. Vampire probably thought no one would miss them. Luckily for us, Reynold arrived in town. He said he was a vampire hunter, so we asked for his help. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, Braden was sleeping. He was able to slay him at that point. Luckily, Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. She didn't even know her husband was infected. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing Braden out in the day. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you. So, you can see we really don't need any help, but thanks for the offer.
Okei, väga tore, no. Nii, see naine tahti siis abi minult. Lirine naine.
I can't believe this is happening.
Rahune maha, ma tahan proovida aidata sind.
Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly, and to lose him this way makes no sense. Anything you can do to help would be wonderful. This is all happening so fast.
Oi, on kurb lugu. No räägi mulle siis, mis nüüd siin juhtus siin? Mis on sinu vaade sellest kurvast situatsioonist?
I came home only just a few hours ago. I found the door open and my Braden dead. Standing over him was a Dunmer. I screamed and ran out into the street. Some city watch were nearby and heard me, I suppose, as they arrived quickly. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Rainil Draelus. He said he was a vampire hunter, and that Braden was his mark. The guards seemed to know about Rainil, and after a search of the house, the body of some beggar was found stashed in our basement. The guards sent for Carius, who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Rainil convinced Carius that Braden was a vampire.
jah, vot see ei näe väga hea Braidoni jaoks välja küll. Kõik need... Tere, kas ma jälle unustasin see sõna ära? Ja vaatame, reedetud. Tõendid, siis, jah. No need tõendid ei... väga palju tõendid Braidoni vastu.
Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. Why would he stash a body in his own house? That's ridiculous. And another thing. The guards are making a big deal out of no one seeing Braden out in the daylight. Well, of course that's the case. He works at night and has to sleep during the day. Why does that make him a vampire? It's all that Rainil character. I don't trust him. The thing that bothers me the most is that I swear I've seen him before. Of course, he says he's never been here. Look, there isn't much more to say. Please, help me clear my husband's name.
No, ma aitan sind meelsasti. Ja, no kõlab jah, nagu mingi väike vande nagu kuradi juures on meie vastu, aga...
Hello.
Mis asja? Okay.
Excuse me. So, any new revelations in your... investigation?
No, ma sain veidikene teada rohkem Rainil Draelusi kohta. Braidoni naiselt.
I'll warn you about one thing. I understand you wanting to help Erlene by checking up on Rainil. We have it on good authority from officials in a neighboring city that Rainil is what he says he is. So I'm not sure what you're trying to prove. I am only allowing you to do this investigation, and I use that term very loosely, because Erlene is so distraught.
Nii, aga mis te teadsid üldse Braidon Lyriani kohta?
I'm sure Erlene is very upset. She'll be safe, though. Rainil has confirmed with us that she isn't infected. Her accusations that Rainil is lying is not surprising. At this point, she's so upset that she'll say anything to deny what really happened. I suppose if I found out a loved one was something as horrid as a vampire, I'd find any excuse not to believe it either.
Okei, sa ei ole siis üldse abiks mulle sinna.
Keep up the... Sorry, I have a lot of work to do.
No, sa ei aita üldse. Nii, mis siin ütleb siis üldse? Jaa, ma peaksin siis leidma Rainile ise. Et ta võib olla siis mõnes innis siin. Ja üks inn, mida ma tean, see on siin samas Olavi Tapantak. Nii. Vaatame, see on siis härrasmees, kes omab seda inni. Vaatame, mis ta siis...
What can I do for you today?
Palun, kas te teate siis inimese kohta midagi nimega Rainil Draelus?
I usually don't give out that...
Näge putsi.
We'll see.
Ja jälle kui rääkime saab pereassi. Naerata jah, kuri värges. Ja, kõik väga huvitav.
I accept. That's a bit...
Nii, jah, väga lõbus on ja, väga lõbus. Nii, vaatan, kas see on piisavalt nüüd, et ta räägiks mulle. No kui palju tuleb jäänud... Vaata, kas mul mingi... Või no jah, lihtsalt läheb teisi inimene rääkima otsa mu näost. Täiesti perse, kuri käe kuradi ristis ka, mis kuradi inimene see on. Nii, vaatan. What? Charm peaks töötama.
I talked to a traveling merchant the other day. He told me there's been some folks.
Jaa, no tore. Mul on siin Kalevi Halloween segane segu, üks kommipaks siin. Teen siis väikse makkpängikese siin ja midagi. Kõik lähen endast üle ja ädra ma unustasin. Nii.
Rainill's staying in the last room down the hall upstairs. Here's the key.
Jah, mida Charm teeb on siis, see oli Charm 30 punkti, ehk siis ta disposition läheb üles 30 punkti võrra minu vastu. Nii, läksime, andis mulle ta võtma ilusti ja kõike. Nii, nüüd ma pean vaatama toas ringi. Ei no on see tüüp ikka kurri ajuga ennestele. Nii, ja ma võtan see raamatuna. Noh, olev, sa tead, kus Reinil läks või? No turradi, räägid täpselt sama kuradi vestlus. What? Vaada, keda ma pidin küsima? Ütle see kuradi Olavit pean küsima. Oda. Seal kuradi päevikus oli kirjas inimese nimega Kelleborni kohta. Kas te teate sellist inimest?
Gelleborn? That's odd that you should mention that name. Reynold told me that he was the last vampire he hunted. Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Skingrad, I believe. He said he tracked Gelborn down and killed him. That's apparently why the guards trust him so readily. They had gotten word from Skingrad's City Watch about Raynil and his so-called accomplishment.
Nii. See on uus informatsioon. Ja, vot. Leidsime vandenõu teorist on Reynil Terelas ise. Karjus, ma tulen hea tuulistega. No mitte päris head, aga midagi sellist.
How do you know about that? Too many people don't know how to keep quiet about official matters.
Ikka, vaata, mis mul siin kuradi kummipakin on siis. Mul on siin esimene komm on must tõuk. See on mingi nätsukomm vist. Vaatame. Kindlasti siis nätsukomm pakendis ja ta ongi nii. Las ma siis maitsen veekene. Ma ei nõustu.
What do you mean you disagree? That's a bold statement. What proof do you have that Gelleborn was not a vampire? I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. Why else would Raynil have removed this journal from the crime scene in Skingrad? I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been removed by Raynil from Braden's body before we arrived. To think that 2 innocent men were killed, and that I'm responsible for one of their deaths, I'm speechless. I will rouse the guard and begin a search for him in the city. Meet me at Olev's Tap and Tack in 1 hour.
Ma ei tea päris, mis see maitse on. Ma päris ei suutu öelda, mis see maitse on. Pisut nagu apelsin maitsega vist. No pakend on küll oranž. Huvitav.
Hi there. I've much to tell you.
Noh, siin saad.
Just before I arrived here, I received a report from one of our scouts watching the roads. Raynil was spotted heading west out of Bruma.
Aga
the scout tried to follow.
Päris hea küll.
Him in the mountains.
Must tõuk.
The only cave to the west that comes close to the one described in Gelleborn's journal. The Boreal Stone Cave. Must be where he's headed. You must get there before he acquires whatever artifact is being kept there and makes his escape.
Veritsev silm.
I'm keeping the city guard in Bruma as Raynil doesn't know we're after him.
Kõrval ütleb, et see on
He may panic.
Mari marmelaadi komm.
My only hope at the moment. please.
ta mõtleb Mari nagu see kuradi see marmelaadi komm.
If he won't surrender, I think
Aha.
you know what to do.
Ja see on lihtsalt
I fear you
teistsuguse
haven't
pakendiga
gained much to stop him.
üks Kalevi komm. Võtab. Kuidas ma pole marmelaadi komme kogu aega söönud teate. Anname maitse. Maitsta. No mis me tegema pidin nüüd? Ma pean tajale sittagi. Kui näitab, ma pean minema. Tore. Nii. Noh, pole paha. Ma pole suur marmelaadi kommide fänn, või üldse marmelaadi. Ma ei tea, see on nagu asi, mida kuri vanad inimesed söövad just. Suht vanemad inimesed. See marmelaad on nagu... No seda ei söö vist päris inimesed. Aga no komm on komm, noh. Päris normaalne küll. Ei, ega ma suur fänn ei ole. Mida ma ütlema just võtsin. Mudervorti. Nii. Kus see nüüd augel on siin? Ja panen automaatselt karakteri liikuma ja juhin terve hiirega. Mis mul siin järgmine. Aha. Ööböö on kommi nimi. See on must iiris. No, ja siis ikka. Pole kõige suurem iiris fänn ma kunagi olnud, aga eks on ikka proovin ära. Ma nahku merekoletust. Ma ei saa, mis me kurgi tark üldse kurgi rohelised on see, mis asja see toimutab. Ma ei saa oled roheline, ma ei saa arvu. Väga tahab reakale ka minuga. No räägime siis. Jah, räägime.
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later.
Merekoletust.
Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part. I saw you enter Olav's tap and tack before I could get there, and I knew that I had to sneak out of Ruma somehow. It was only a matter of time before you or Carius figured it out. No matter. After I've killed you, I won't need my vampire hunter ruse any longer. Certainly not. I'm surprised Carius didn't send the entire city watch up here, but then I would have seen that coming, I suppose. I expected to lay low for a while and then be on my way. So again, I underestimated you. This leaves me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance at freedom, or I surrender and rot in a city. I prefer the chance for freedom.
Kom. Pole üldse paha. Täitsa seda küll soovitan. Nii.
Yes, I suppose it is. Well then, we've talked enough. Only one of us will
Ja
walk
meil
out of here
viimane
alive this
komm
time.
on
Good luck.
näritud kont. Päris huvitav nimega küll. Kuidas ma vaatan, mis siin küllega ütleb. Kaseke kakaopatoonika. Ja see on lihtsalt kaseke vist siis. Ja kui komm huvitav. Jah, teised pakendis jällegi. Oi, ma tahan tuuri möökunas võtta. Meest oli andes väike müfrilaarmar, see on äge. Nii, 3 vetit. See kuri chest ütles mingi 3 vetme kohta. Me vaatame. Waterlocked chest. Nii. siin on midagi selle kuradi kaelakeekese kohta. Huvitav. Midagi on siis sellega teha siin. Nii. Ma panen teleportimisest, teen kommi lahti. Nii, jah, nii. Nii, reedetud kont siis.
Well met.
Greetings.
No tule see on kasake. See ei saa mitte meeldida. Absurdne. Kui see ei meeldi kasake, siis kurat. Oi, kas vaat selline?
I was praying for your swift return.
No nii. No kuradi kase tohujuustega. Räägime nüüd.
What news do you bring?
What? Ma tapsin.
I knew I'd recognize Raynil. I think when I first met Braden many years ago, he introduced me to him. They were part of some sort of brotherhood. They would roam Cyrodiil in search of legendary treasures and the like. The only reason he stopped doing that is because we got married and he wanted to settle down. I'm afraid, thanks to Raynil, that time is lost.
Kohutav. Ei noh, mitte see kuradi komm, vaid see lugu kuradi kohutab lihtsalt. Meil on Keleborn ka, mis sa...
Yes, I remember Braden mentioning that name once. He was part of the brotherhood he had created with Raynil.
Ei. Aga ma leidsin kuradi kaelakeekese, mis sa selle kohta siis mul öelda oskad?
Long ago I made a promise to Braden. I promised to never reveal to anyone what I'm about to reveal to you now. However, because you've avenged his unjust death, I feel that Braden will understand why I'm breaking that pact.
See on üks soov elus.
Braden told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from whatever distant land it came from. He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, he had a special enchantment placed upon it. The magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes is a simple command word, and the amulet would be restored to its true state.
Sellised piimapatoonikesi ja nii edasi. Patoonikesi lihtsalt. Päris normaalsed.
No, he always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge of that word in the event that he died, and I came into possession of the keys.
See oli päris
If the other members of Braden's group were still alive,
pole mu lemmikkommid, aga ikkagi see oli päris kuradi hea. Siis number 3 koht läks see kuradi ööböö, see on mustiirise komm.
Thank you. I will now speak the word.
Iris mulle tavaliselt väga ei meeldi, aga see oli päris kuradi hea. Ületas mu ootuseid. Ja number 4 koht läheb siis veritsevale silmale. Kuradi marmelaadi koomikesele Mari pealt. Mari poolt.
I hope that the amulet keeps you safe on whatever roads you may travel.
Halloweeni, see kuradi Kalevi Halloweeni segane segu koomipakka on päris kuradi väärt, ütleks. See on päris hea kommide sisaldus siin. Igasuguseid asju. Et see on täitsa soovitatu minu meelest, noh. Nii, mis ta mulle nüüd andis? Selle või? Ei ole see? See või? Ma ei saa aru, mis ta mulle andis. Milline kurja amulet on? Minust on see vist. Jumal sitra. Ja enne ka küll, aga igatahes. Olen nautisite seda episoodi kurjaline seiklustest. Ja ma näen teid järgmine kord. Nägemisi.
Go ahead, please. I overheard that the vampire hunter who was in town was a fake. It was apparently a ruse to get his hands on Braden's key to a treasure chest.